Hey guys, Happy New Year. Hope you enjoyed your break. I definitely did, which explains why this video is coming out so late. But I'm showing you guys the review of the Mercedes-Benz G55 that I drove in Vail. But first, I went for some Indian food, and then I grabbed myself a coffee, and then I hit the road to make this video, especially for you guys. So enjoy. So as far as general specs of the G550, it's a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, which puts out a little bit over 400 horsepower, which results to a 0 to 60 time of just 7 seconds. For a car that big, it's actually pretty impressive how powerful it is. Again, I did mention it has a twin-turbo, which I mean is definitely one of the reasons for the amount of power that it has. Luckily enough, I can actually show you guys what it sounds like. There's so many good things about it. I feel like one of the main ones is the fact that I'm driving up in the mountains, and for some of the roads they're fully iced out, or at least they have snow on them. So the 4x4 capabilities of the car definitely came into play. So luckily enough, I wasn't like sliding all over the place. But I feel like this would be a great segue to just let you guys know the pros and the cons. So obviously the pro number one would be the fact that the car has such a unique look. I've definitely heard that some people love the way it looks, and people don't like the fact that it's as boxy as it is, but I can definitely say that I'm a big fan of it. One of the things I actually like the most about it from driving is pretty much pro number two, the visibility. The fact that the car is built the way it is, as boxy as it is, and has the windows as upright as they are, makes visibility like 20 times easier. I feel like I tend to struggle, especially with bigger cars, being able to see, especially out the rear glass. But in this case, I didn't have any sort of issues whatsoever. So that was definitely a big thing for me. The last pro that I'll give you guys here is the off-road capabilities. So we know that the G-Wagon in general, I would say at least most of them, have 4-wheel drive, essentially, which means that you're able to provide torque to all 4 tires, meaning that if, for example, you're driving in sand or snow or any sort of terrain where your car could get stuck in, all the 4 wheels are able to provide torque in order to propel you forward. So if 2 tires aren't they're not on solid or stable ground, the rear ones are able to propel you forward, and vice versa. So I feel like in a place like Vail, that's definitely something that comes in handy. It definitely came in handy because we were driving in a bunch of snow for a little bit. And I would say those are really the 3 top things that I like about the car. So one of the biggest cons I realized was the fact that you get pretty bad mileage. So you get 13 in the city and 14 on the highway. And for the hour or so that I drove the G-Wagon just up and down the highway trying to film certain shots, I noticed the gas just go down rather quick. Then again, maybe I'm used to driving cars that are more fuel efficient. Maybe just that big change is what made me realize that the most. And second of all, one of my biggest issues was legroom. So while you get really good visibility up top and you have a bunch of headroom, like my head was like a good 5 inches, at least that's what it felt like, a good 5 inches away from the ceiling of the car. However, the fact that the car is so upright means that the seats are sort of squished together. So if you're as tall as I am, 6'6", you're gonna have a rough time driving a G-Wagon. Overall, I mean, it wasn't anything that was enough to deter me from enjoying my experience, but it's just something that if you're doing like a 3, 4, 5 hour trip like cross country, it's not something that you'd want to use as your car to drive you. And last but not least is the fact that the car, for whatever reason, it just doesn't feel very responsive or very engaging. Then again, I've driven quite a few sport cars, but I've never really done extensive reviews on an SUV. So I'd say this is probably my first one. It could just be that I haven't driven an SUV in forever, which is definitely a possibility. However, I just felt like it was a little bit sluggish and a little bit unresponsive. But maybe that's just me. If you guys have ever driven a G-Wagon, definitely let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I tried to make this video as comprehensive, but also as short as possible, so it's not just me like going on and on and on. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed like the scenery in the background. So that's that for my Veil video. So I'm back to making the usual stuff I do. As far as the upcoming videos, I have several ideas planned. I don't know which one to execute first, but definitely trust that I have a bunch of content planned. So if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, share it, like it, and I'll catch you guys next time.